2,405 foot-pounds of energy. That's almost double what 5.56 NATO produces. And it comes from this. A cartridge that's in your standard AR-15 lower receiver uses your same magazines and only requires changing 2 parts. Today, we're doing a complete technical breakdown of the 458 SOCOM. We're talking case dimensions, bullet weight options, ballistic coefficients, sectional density, optimal barrel lengths, gas system tuning, and head-to-head comparisons with competing calibers. This is the deep dive. This is the data you need before you build or buy a 458 SOCOM upper. Let's get technical. What's up, everyone? I'm Nico, and you're watching Guns Lovers Hub. Today is all about the numbers, the technical specifications that make 458 SOCOM one of the most interesting big-bore cartridges on the market. All right, let's start with the foundation. The cartridge case itself. Case specifications. Parent case, lengthened 50 Action Express. Case length, 1.575 inches, 40 millimeters. Overall cartridge length, 2.260 inches max. Rim diameter, 0.473 inches. Base diameter, 0.473 inches. Case capacity, approximately 45 grains H2O. Now here's the clever part. It's based on the 50 Action Express pistol cartridge. Desert Eagle ammo. But Marty Terwima made 3 critical modifications. Modification number 1, rim diameter reduced from 0.514 inches down to 0.473 inches. Why? Because 0.473 is the most common rim diameter globally. Display list. 7.957mm Mauser 1888, 306 Springfield 1906, .308 Winchester 1952. They all use this rim size. This means .458 SOCOM can work in bolt-action rifles designed for these cartridges. That's forward-thinking design right there. Modification number 2, case length set at exactly 1.575 inches. This was optimized for the Barnes 300 grain X-Spitzer bullet. Too short and you lose powder capacity. Too long and it won't fit AR magazines properly. 1.575 inch is the sweet spot. Modification number 3, overall length. Maximum OAL is 2.260 inches. This is critical because it has to fit in standard AR-15 magazines and feed through the barrel extension. There's no room for error here. Case geometry. The 458 SOCOM has a slight shoulder. It's not quite a straight-walled case. The case tapers from the base at 4.73 inch up to the neck. This bottleneck design, even though it's minimal, helps with feeding and allows slightly more powder capacity compared to true straight-walled cases. Pressure specifications. Here's something important. 458 SOCOM is not SAMI certified. There's no official maximum pressure. However, most manufacturers load to approximately 35,000 to 38,000 psi, similar to 450 Bushmaster, which is SAMI certified at 38,500 psi. Brass production. Starline is the primary manufacturer of 458 SOCOM brass. You can also form cases from 50 AE brass, but that requires trimming and sizing. It's easier to just buy Starline. One of the best things about 458 SOCOM is bullet selection. Because it uses .450H diameter, you have access to literally hundreds of bullet designs from 250 to 600 grains. Let's break down the categories. Light bullets, 250 to 300 grains. Velocity, 1,075 to 2,000 FPSS. Energy, 2,300 to 2,600 feet-pound. Best for deer, medium game, maximum velocity. The Barnes 300 grain TAC TX is the gold standard for .458 SOCOM. Wilson Combat specifically optimizes their rifles for this bullet. At 1,900 FPS from a 16-inch barrel, you get 2,405 feet-pounds of energy, similar to a light 4570 load, but in a compact package. Medium bullets, 350 to 400 grains, velocity, 1,600 to 750 FPS, energy, 2,000 to 2,400 feet-pounds. Best for large game, deep penetration, brush hunting. These hit hard. Buffalo Boar makes a 350 grain JFN that'll penetrate several feet of tissue. We're talking elk, moose, bear territory. Heavy bullets, 500 to 600 grains, velocity, 1,050 to 1,150 fps subsonic, energy, 1,200, 1,500 pounds. Best for suppressed shooting, tactical application. These are subsonic rounds. Below the speed of sound means no supersonic crack, perfect for suppressor use. You get Hollywood quiet performance with massive bullet mass. These will still drop large game at close range despite the lower velocity because of sheer bullet weight. Sectional density explained. Sectional density SD is the ratio of bullet weight to cross-sectional area. Higher SD, better penetration. 250 grams, 0.458-inch bullet, SD equals 0.170. 300 gram 458 bullet, SD equal 0.204. 400 gram 458 bullet, SD equals 0.272. 500 gram 458 bullet, SD equals 340. For comparison, a 150 gram R308 bullet has an SD of 0.26. So even a light 300 gram 458 SOCOM HOM is approaching 0.308 penetration characteristics, and heavy bullets absolutely crush it. Now let's talk real-world ballistics, velocity, energy, and trajectory. All data is from a 16-inch barrel, the most common length for 458 SOCOM 300 grain load ballistics, muzzle 1,900 PS, 2,405 feet-pounds, 50 yards 1,830 FPS, 2,230 feet-pounds, 100 yards 1,760 FPS, 2,065 feet-pounds, 150 yards 1,695 FPS, 915 feet-pounds, 200 yards 1,630 FPS, 1,770 feet-pounds, 250 yards 1,570 FPS, 640 feet-pounds, 300 yards 1,515 FPS, 530 feet-pounds. Notice that at 300 yards, you're still carrying 1,530 foot-pounds. That's more than 5.56 NATO produces at the muzzle. This is legitimate hunting energy way out there. Bullet drop, 100 yards 0, 50 yards plus 1.5 inches, 100 yards 0.0 inches 0, 150 yards, negative 4.2 inches, 200 yards, minus 12.8 inches, 250 yards, minus 26.5 inches, 300 yards, minus 46.2 inches. Okay, so 458 SOCOM is not a long-range cartridge. That rainbow trajectory means you need to really know your holdovers past 200 yards. But here's the thing. This cartridge wasn't designed for 300-yard shots. It was designed for close quarters stopping power. Energy comparison. At 100 yards, 5.56 NATO, 55 gram M193, 1,025 feet-pounds, 0.458 SOCOM, 300 gram RM, 2,065 feet-pounds. You're getting double the energy. That's why special operators wanted this. Overwhelming terminal ballistics in close to medium range engagements. Subsonic load ballistics, 500 grain muzzle, 1,075 FPS, 1,285 feet-pounds. 50 yards, 1,055 FPS, 1,235 feet-pounds. 135 PS, 190 feet-pounds. 150 yards, 1,015 FPS, 1,145 feet-pounds. 200 yards, 995 FPS, 100 feet-pounds. Even subsonic, you're still pushing over 1,000 fat-pounds at 200 yards. That's more than 9mm 40 S&W and .45 ACP produce at the muzzle combined. This is why .458 SOCOM works suppressed. You don't sacrifice terminal ballistics for silence. This is where 458 SOCOM really shines, AR-15 compatibility. You can use your existing lower receiver, but what exactly needs to change? Required changes. 1. Barrel obviously needs to be 458 caliber instead of .223556. Typical lengths 10.5 inch, 12.5 inch, 14.5, 16 inch, 18 inch. Optimal 16 inches per Wilson combat testing. Twist rate 144 inch for heavy bullets, 122 inch for 250 to 325 gram. 2. Bolt. Enlarged bolt face for the bigger case rim. Standard AR-15 bolt face 0.378 inch, .458 SOCOM bolt face 0.473 inch. Enhanced extractor recommended for reliability. 3. Upper receiver, minor modification. Many manufacturers slightly enlarge the ejection port for smoother case ejection, but this is optional. Standard AR-15 uppers can work. Hold up all the parts that don't change. What doesn't change? Lower receiver, 100% standard. Buffer system, standard carbine or rifle buffer works. Buffer spring, standard. Trigger, any AR trigger works. Magazine well, unchanged. Stock, grip, handguard, all standard. Magazine compatibility. This is genius. Standard 5.56 NATO magazines work perfectly. The rounds single stack instead of double stack. 20 round 5.56 mag equals 7 rounds 458 SOCOM. 30 round 5.56 mag equals 10 rounds 458 SOCOM. 40 round 5.56 mag equals 15 rounds 458 SOCOM. No feed lip modifications. No special followers. They just work. Wilson Combat recommends Lancer L5 AWM magazines for best reliability, but standard GI mags function fine too. Conversion cost. If you already have an AR-15, budget upper assembly, $550 to $750, mid-tier upper, $900 to $1,200, Premium Wilson Combat 1400 1800. Barrel selection is critical for 458 SOCOM performance. Let's break down the key considerations. Barrel length effects. 10.5-inch barrel, 1,750 FPS, 300 grams load. Pros, compact maneuverable, ideal for home defense. Cons, reduced velocity, louder blast, more muzzle flash. 16-inch barrel, 1,900 FPS, 300 load. Pros, optimal velocity size balance, legal rifle length. Cons, none really. This is the sweet spot. 18-inch barrel, 1,950 FPS, 300 graur load. Pros, maximum velocity from this cartridge. Cons, only 50 FPS gain over 16-inch, diminishing returns. Brands like Superlat of Arms and SLR Rifle Works make excellent adjustable blocks. Set it for your most common load, adjust as needed. Barrel materials. Show barrel options. 4140 Chrome Moly. Budget-friendly, accurate enough, 416R stainless. Premium accuracy, better corrosion resistance. 46NR with melanite nitride, best of both worlds. For most shooters, nitride-treated 4140 steel is perfect. You get durability and corrosion resistance at a reasonable price. The big bore AR world has three major players. Let's do a direct comparison. 450 Bushmaster. Case length 1.1 inch, slightly longer than 458 SOCOM. SAMI certified at 500 PSI. Typical load 250 grams at 2200 FPS equal 2,687 feet-pounds. Pros, highest velocity SAMI standard, legal in straight wall states. Cons, more expensive ammo, fewer bullet options than .458. 50 Beowulf, bullet diameter 0.500 inches, largest of the three. Case length 1.65 inches. Typical load 350 grams at 1,900 FPS equal 2,800 feet-pounds. Pros, biggest bullet diameter, maximum frontal area. Cons, heaviest recoil, expensive ammo, limited bullet selection. .458 SOCOM. Case length 1.5 to 75 inch, shortest. Bullet diameter 0.458, middle ground. Typical load 300 grams at 1,900 FPS equals 2,405 feet-pounds. Pros, best bullet selection 250 to 600 graur, most versatile, subsonic options. Cons, not SAMI certified, can't use in straight wall hunting zones. Head-to-head at 100 yards. .450 Bushmaster, 2,044 FPS, 2,230 feet-pounds. .458 SOCOM, 300 grams, 1,760 FPS, 2,065 feet-pounds. 50 Beowulf, 1,720 FPS, 2,310 feet-pounds. They're all within 15% of each other energetically. The differences come down to bullet selection. 458 SOCOM wins, hundreds of 458 bullets available. Maximum energy, 50 Beowulf wins, but barely. Velocity, .450. Bushmaster wins, versatility .458, SOCOM wins, 250 graur to 600 graur subsonic. Cost .458, SOCOM wins, cheapest factory ammo and reloading. My take? If you reload or want subsonic capability, go 458 SOCOM. If you need straight wall legality for hunting, go 450 Bushmaster. If you want the absolute biggest hole, go 50 Beowulf. But for most people, .458 SOCOM is the best all-rounder. All right, we've covered a lot of technical ground today. Let me give you my final recommendations based on different use cases. For deer hog hunting, 16-inch barrel, 1 to 14 twist. 300 grain Barnes TAC TX or similar. Standard gas block is fine. Budget $900 premium, without premium $1,800. For large game elk bear, 16-inch barrel, 114 twist, 350 400 grain premium bullets. Stainless barrel for durability. Budget $1,000, premium $2,000. For suppressed subsonic, 16-inch barrel, 114 twist, adjustable gas block, critical, 500-600 grain subsonic loads. Quality suppressor rated for 458, budget $1,100, premium $200. For home defense, 10.5-inch to 12.5-inch barrel, 300 grain hollow points, adjustable gas block, red dot or holographic sight. Budget $950, premium $1,900. The 458 SOCOM delivers genuine big bore power in an AR-15 package. It's not perfect. The trajectory is rainbow-like past 200 yards, and ammo is expensive. But for close to medium-range work, hunting large game, or suppressed applications, it's absolutely phenomenal. If this deep dive helped you, smash that like button and drop a comment with your 458 SOCOM build specs. Subscribe for more technical breakdowns like this. Next video, we're hitting the range with 3 different barrel lengths to test actual velocity differences. You won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.